At 8:09 in the morning, Tokyo's subway looked normal. Office workers stood shoulder to shoulder. Students held bags. Trains moved on schedule. But on the floor of one train car, a plastic bag was leaking death. A man in a dark suit had placed it there minutes earlier. Then he stabbed it with the sharpened tip of an umbrella and walked away. Inside was sarin, a nerve agent so deadly a tiny amount can shut down the body. Passengers began coughing, eyes burned, chests tightened. Some collapsed before they even understood what was happening. This was not an accident. It was a message, and it came from a man who believed he was God. His real name was Chizuo Matsumoto, but the world would know him as Shoko Asahara. He did not begin with weapons. He began with yoga, meditation, healing, promises of enlightenment. To lost young people in Japan, he offered meaning. To scientists and doctors, he offered purpose. To the lonely, he offered family. But behind the robes and prayers, he was building an empire. His followers gave him their money, their homes, their loyalty, and eventually, their conscience. Asahara told them the world was corrupt, that only his cult would survive the coming apocalypse, and if people had to die, he called it salvation. Murder became mercy, obedience became holiness, and brilliant minds became weapons. Doctors who could have saved lives helped build poison. Chemists who could have created medicine made sarin. Engineers who could have shaped the future prepared for mass death. Then police began closing in. There were missing people, strange chemical odors, evidence of illegal laboratories, a kidnapping traced back to the cult. A raid was coming. Asahara knew it. So he ordered one final diversion, not a protest, not a warning, an attack on the heart of Tokyo. 5 men were sent into the subway system. Each carried bags of liquid sarin. Each knew exactly what to do. In minutes, Tokyo's morning rush hour became a battlefield no one could see. People stumbled out of trains gasping for air, hospitals filled with victims. Emergency workers didn't even know what poison they were fighting. The cult wanted chaos, but instead they exposed themselves. Police stormed their compounds. Hidden rooms were searched, labs were uncovered. And deep beneath one building, they found Asahara hiding, filthy, frightened, and clutching cash. The man who claimed to be divine was arrested like any other criminal. His followers had called him Master. His victims called him a monster. Because the Tokyo subway attack was not just a story of poison, it was the story of how faith can be twisted, science can be corrupted, and ordinary people can be trained to commit extraordinary evil. The false god promised enlightenment, but all he left behind was silence in the tunnels.